I would never tell a lie. Ops moving for the hell of it, trying to test their luck. But I'm moving like in celibates. I don't give a fuck. All these roadblocks ahead, I'ma ram 'em with my Dragula. I'ma suck your bone dry, no ditty. I'ma hang you out to die. Too many cars to drive, about 50. Ladies taking us for granted, stay warned. You'll end up in Section 8 boofing your SNAP benefits as a single mom of 7.
Welcome to the Dollar Bill Show, episode 67.
You need to stop mothering your male partners. You are managing his responsibilities, his schedule, his emotions, his chores. Over time, a partnership like that can get really draining. You end up settling for a less than equal partner. It's the bare minimum we expect from men. Everything comes down to communication. Hi, babe, what's your credit score? Maybe don't bring up the different partners. That's toxic still in me. It's still in there, guys. Guys are just so fucking insecure. The bottom line is sometimes when you're in such different life places, love isn't enough. You lose your wants and hopes and all the things because you're going to live someone else's happiness and their dreams and their wants. Maybe you think he needs to change, but maybe he doesn't want to.
That's not exactly what I was looking for, but this is the girl and Call Her Daddy, and she went on this big spiel about how, like, nobody wants to wash your fucking clothes and shit, and it's
Ain't
like,
nobody got time for that.
dude, that's not the reality of what it's like for people out here in the real world. Like, it often takes both people working their fucking asses off to make things work, and like, you do things for each other. That's how it works. Like, man, there's so many things that I miss about the community that I had when I was very small. Like, if you needed a tow truck, you call your friend. Like, if you needed like anything done to your house, or like borrow a dump truck, or like have somebody tow something for you on a trailer, or like any of this stuff, you just asked somebody in the community, like one of your friends. People actually had friends, and the community all came together and helped each other. And it's still like that somewhat here, but man, it has changed so much. And those are the things that I miss about, like, we were poor and didn't even fucking know it, man, because like we had everything we needed and we all stuck together. And I really miss that. And like, there's too many people with a microphone teaching people shit that don't really know anything. And that don't know anything out of experience. I'll say that. Like, and it seems more and more that it's just fucking Nepo babies that get access to an audience or something. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is not the reality. And then you see that, like, there's already men are like scared to even talk to a woman and ask them out. And it's like, people are more separated than ever, man. And it's not good, man. You shouldn't be teaching people like that. Now, I will say this, speak the fuck up if you're not happy about something in a relationship. I never knew that I could do that my whole life, because that was another part of my childhood that was not good. If I spoke up about anything, that was not fucking good. I saw this thing about, it says in Denmark, like, they banned talking to people for a week. I banned small talk at people's jobs for a week, and it picked up production like drastically. Well, this sounds like the beginning of something that is not good.
Then we have a man who, to me, this is the most interesting story. Boy, do you look like Ivanka.
we've been down this road before. And like, I'll be honest, yeah, a lot of people at work, they get on your fucking nerves. And now that I'm getting older and learning more and more about myself, there's energy vampires everywhere, and you just don't let them steal your fucking energy.
Dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab.
So we don't want no more chit chat at the water cooler, Brenda. No more chit chat, and don't be swimming in our pool either. Don't be swimming in our pool either. There's not enough chlorine in it to wash the juice stank off of you. This is exactly how that they made pots and pans in Nazi Germany. This is how this shit started. Don't forget that. And man, there is some extremely foul and fucked up shit going on in the world right now, as you see. And, let us not pretend that there is not extreme hatred on both sides of the aisle, on the left and right. There is extreme hatred, and there is people saying a lot of shit that they don't necessarily need to say. And we need to be doing more about this. And I don't like this. You don't like this. And what people are not doing is they're not standing up and running for office and taking our power back from the fools that are running the world.
Murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all.
I think that's him saying Trump derangement syndrome and saying this often like this is a mirror of what he is actually going through. He is deranged. And there's a lot of things that this man says that he shouldn't say. You could just tell that you're the president of the United States. You can tell that reporter no comment, or you could say prayers for his loved ones and talk about how like this hatred on both sides and our greed has caused all of this. It has caused all of this mess in our world. And I don't want to say that it caused that. Don't mistake what I just said. But it has caused a lot of hatred in this world, and there's people on the left that are spewing venom, and people on the right that are spewing venom, and they're both saying, this is not okay. How could you say that? How could you do this? When they're both in the wrong. Now, I will say this about the White House. There was a lot of people jigging on the decor in the White House. As you can see, like he upgraded this right here.
This uncle life has me moving different, man. Me and my boy O were macking on this mature 45 and over crowd, you heard?
I'll be honest that I think that shit looks fly as fuck, man. I like that. I like that gold. I don't know what y'all's hating on, man. I love that gold shit. Like, this is the White House, dude. What do you want? What was your idea be? But like, I like that. That looks fly as fuck. And also, it's like, I guess some of that stuff came from Home Depot, you know, and it's just painted gold. So, like, doesn't that say a lot about America right there? Doesn't that represent us well? You know, I'm going to say this, too, because Howard Stern just signed a new contract today, or just announced it today, and like, there's so much that I have learned about the radio from that man and looked up to him and his show about, and there's radio has fell off. There is they quit hiring real individuals and talent, and whether it's in hip hop music or pop music or on the radio, you see like all of these things declining, and it's because a homogenized version of music and the radio format is being served up to the public, and it's the same old thing. And there's a lot of, like I said earlier, there's a lot of people with the most powerful voices that aren't really telling the truth. Like, you think if Joe Rogan was a whistleblower, if he was really a whistleblower, that he would have a platform that big? No. You think if Tim Dillon was a real whistleblower, that he would have a platform that big? No, not at all. And then I'll be honest right here. I have a fear that they would want to put somebody like Tim Dillon or somebody that's used to this typical radio format in place of Howard Stern after he finally does retire. And it will be the death of radio if that happens. And the only person I see that could save it is me. And that's the truth, because I care about it. I care about it, what I'm doing, and I care about the legacy of what the people have done that came before me. And we've all became too one-sided. Even Howard has, about his politics. And you see it on the like Breitbart controlled newses. It's all the same thing over and over. 90 people repeating the same thing. So let's look at this. Let's look at this right here. People that do the same thing. This person that has a podcast seems to be dressing a lot like how I dress when I have my podcast. I wonder if maybe this person happens to be watching me through one of these couple hundred fake accounts that are following me, you think? And then here we go. Here's a picture of this woman looking snazzy. And we know where you copped that from. I've seen that before somewhere. I mean, this is West Virginia. Don't get it twisted. It's not this state is not all where John Brown lived. But it is a place where wars were fought and decided for the future of this country. And you can look, you can find faults in everyone or everything. You can look at Abraham Lincoln and say, man, he killed all them Indians. And he did. And the point is that we learn from our wrongs and move forward, and we start enforcing things that are wrong and not let them happen again. We start enforcing the law when these things happen. And the main thing that I don't like is taking people that work for slave wages and turning them into prisoners for even less slave wages. Because there's people that's building stuff, that's building this country, and now they're in these private prisons. A lot of them are making $1 a day, and then they're charging them $5 to call their kids at home. And that is not right. And then there are other people who are building giant rocket ships to shoot further.
Guys today have no room for the penal experience.
That's, you see, this is what happens when you become a multi-billionaire. You build a bigger penis to shoot further. Look how huge it is. Look at the girth on this one. Like, it's going to go all the way to fucking Mars, and it's going to fuck Mars's ass. That's what we're going to do. And then it's going to come back home, or it may not even come back here, but somehow it has fucked our asses too. Well, I hope if it happens, he finds something really good up there. And then you look at this one. This one is a lot more. This one just looks friendly. This looks like fun. This looks like something that Panasonic would make and sell at Walmart. And then China, you know, they're doing some freaky deaky. Look at what they got going on. What even is that? What are you supposed to do with that? Anyway, guys, have a good week. I love you, and be safe. And don't do nothing stupid. And if they got you on a bunch of meds and you're fucking mad and thinking of doing something stupid, maybe you should think about the way you're treating yourself. And like, working at a job you hate is not that important, but taking care of yourself is. So do something about it. Quit being mad at other people. And because if I'm not the problem, then there is no solution. And there's a lot of truth to that. Don't forget that. Be safe.